Hey guys, Dara Rossa here. Welcome back to another episode of the Lion Zeal Show. In this episode, this is a very special episode because I'm not just sitting down with one person and going through their story. In fact, we're sitting down with a whole bunch of different people and we're breaking down how they hit their first consistent $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO. So breaking down a whole different bunch of stories on how these different people all hit $1,000 a month consistently from affiliate SEO. This is a great episode if you're struggling with getting started with affiliate marketing, or frankly just not hitting $1,000 a month yet, because you'll see how all these different people manage to hit that target of $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO. So let's just get into all these interviews. They're all short, kind of 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes long each, and let's just go straight into it. There's a lot of great content in there and great motivation and nuggets for anyone starting out and trying to scale this up to at least $1,000 a month. So let's get straight into it. Hope you enjoy the episode. Chris, hey, thanks for joining me today. Let's just go straight into it because we don't have much time. Do you want to start off with explaining the story of how you hit your first consistent $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO?
Oh, it was actually pretty easy for me in the beginning. I started from online poker and I wanted to add something to another income stream for me. And I had a friend who told me about Amazon and his affiliate program.
Okay.
So I basically just copied his site, the style of his site, and in another niche, and built everything myself. Like I wrote the content, I got a free host, and never paid a cent at the beginning. And after like 2 to 3 months, I made my first 1K a month with the site.
That's insane.
Yeah, but it was a lot easier back in 2013, and from that I just interlinked my sites and stuff like that and got hit pretty hard by Penguin, but I came over that too.
That's a good lesson. When you said free hosting, what did you mean?
Oh, I just had a hosting which was like free for 2 months, and after that you had to pay it.
Okay, fair enough. So you had a friend, you were from poker, but you had a friend that was doing some stuff like this, and you just straight up copied how the site looked and everything, and changed the niche?
Yeah, I used his theme and all the links and stuff, yes.
Okay, interesting. And what was the link building like?
It was mostly comment links for forum and stuff like that. It was pretty much spam, to be honest. It wasn't,
But it worked back then.
I didn't use any guest posts or PBNs or stuff like that back then.
Okay. So from starting the site to making like 1K was only 3 months. How long did it take you though from thinking about it and seeing your friend was doing it to start the site in the first place?
It was like one month where I just like looked at it and then just decided to start it. I think that's what's kind of hindering me right now, that I'm overthinking a lot of stuff, and then I was just, okay, let's do it.
That's awesome. That's the right way to do it. I think a lot of people get so caught up, like they'll see their friend doing it as like a research, or spend 6 months deciding like which niche they're going to go into, how they're going to set up the site, everything like that. You just like came across it was like, okay, I'll test it out, and just made a site.
Yes, I just thought about it. Okay, if I spend like a week on it and it's going to make me like 100 a month for the next 2 years, it's a really good investment on my time, so I just did it.
How did you come up with the niche idea? Because obviously you didn't copy your friends, I guess.
No, I did not. It was like in the health niche, and I did go to the tech niche. So it was, I just looked at just Googled and looked if there were like affiliate sites who didn't look as good, and and looked like I could beat them.
So you just looked around Amazon, found an interesting product, or?
Yes.
And then
I looked at the Google search results and analyzed the sites, and if they optimized, or if it's just a big authority site which talks about it somehow but not really about the exact niche. Like I was doing review sites, and most sites were optimized on buy or stuff like that.
Okay, that makes sense. So what did your site look like? Was it like 500 word, 1,000 words, like?
I think the start page was like 500 words back then, and
Nice.
the articles were between 100 and 300 words or something, so which should be considered sync content by now.
Definitely. But
Yeah,
whatever worked back then.
I think a lot of people overthink stuff, like they wanted to make it future proof, but you could have to adapt. You have to wait and see you have to do what works and adapt if it doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it worked. It doesn't matter if it was short term at a time. Like it got going and it worked really well. What were some big lessons you learned from doing that?
Big lessons I learned from doing it.
Putting you on the spot.
The big question is, I would say that I don't give up. If I get hit by penguin or something, I look what I can do differently and I use my knowledge to get better with it. So if I got hit by penguin in like October 2013 or something, and what I did was just redirect my site to a new domain.
That worked really well back then. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I guess obviously also look out for what updates. I guess there's only so much.
Yeah.
You were very new to it at the time, so it was very difficult to predict. But
you have to look out for updates, and you have to know what will work in the future and what not. But you also have to take some risk. It depends on what you're doing, in my opinion. If you I think it's good to have like different sites. I have sites which I go harder on them. I have more links that I put to them, and I have like a shitty PBN. I rank with them. So if I lose them, that's kind of to expect. But I have also other sites which are getting pretty big, where I'm going like what I call building super PBNs. What is like you can't really tell the difference between a PBN and a real site.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good idea. There's also balancing, like you said initially when you started off, you just got it live and got making some money really, really quickly. It's really, really quick by like 3 months. Like these days, it's gonna be 6 to 12 months before you even start ranking it. But I like that that you just took action. I think too many people think too much, but it's also balancing it. Like when you start making some money, then you should probably start thinking a bit more. Like how can I stop getting my site penalized so you didn't get destroyed by penguin at a time and things like that.
Yes.
Perfect. Any final thoughts for anyone that's starting out, say they're at zero today, they're in your position when you first started out, and they want to hit like $1,000 a month from, let's say, Amazon affiliate?
I think they should start in a really easy niche, like in a small one, and just to get the first results. Because if you start in a niche which is too tough at the beginning, you will lose your focus, and you will just start small. If you just make like $50 a month, it's rewarding. If you target something which will take over 2 years to rank, you will not keep at it.
Absolutely, I agree. So how do you know if it's an easy or competitive product or niche?
I usually just analyze all the sites in the niche and look for the links they build. If they have like a lot of comment links or just directories, it's probably pretty easy. And if they don't have a lot of content on it, you just have to assume like if they have 100k words, you have to do at least 200k. And if they have like 50, you can see 50 links, you have to do probably 200 links or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So just look for opportunities, and if they're doing it really badly, then you can probably beat them, and then there you know.
Yes.
Alright, man.
Exactly.
That's it. Thanks for your time. This is really, really cool.
Okay, cool.
Hey man, thanks for joining me today. So to start off, can you say your name and give like a brief introduction as to who you are?
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Ken Muse. I blog over at contentken.com, and I'm an affiliate guy. So
awesome, man. So straight up then, how did you get your very first like $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO?
Okay, so well, it was kind of a crazy road actually, because I started off making money online, writing online for content and people doing stuff like that. And then, as time goes on, I learned how to chase down the content that I was writing, and I saw that people were actually making money with this content and stuff. And I'm like, well, man, yeah, and I was like, well, I need to start, creating some sites. And I did a little bit of research, and my first sites, as like everybody has did, they were horrible. I mean, I missed the mark on so many things, didn't know how to monetize, or I just didn't have enough traffic to monetize with AdSense, which is, the get-go. So then actually, as you learn, you start, reading blogs like yours and Matt's and stuff like that. I got into Longtail Pro eventually, and I started looking at keyword competition, then how to, chase down my competition. So my first successful site was something I found that was it was like it was just like this golden egg, man. It was like there were no affiliate sites. Everything was just a storefront. Nobody was adding real value, real content. It was just like a storefront and then like a 200-word article every 3 months. It was just horrible stuff. So then, I jumped on that, and then it was like March of 2015 that we created the site, and then in June we made $300. So then I was like, oh well, yeah. So I was like, all right, so let's keep on going here. So I decided that added more content. I was reviewing as much stuff as possible within the niche, and then that was in May and June, and then like September, October was our first $1,000 month. So once I found a niche that worked, so once I found a niche that worked, I went, I doubled down on it. I stopped everything else, didn't do anything, and I just kept on writing reviews, going after more keywords, and it just took off from there. And then since that month, we haven't dropped below that. So
that's awesome, man. So just find what works and just like scale up and focus. I guess you stopped completely dealing with clients and everything at that point.
Yeah, I didn't at that point. I didn't want to write any content for anybody else. I would rather pay someone to write the content to help me scale, so I can add more content. And then,
do you write any content today?
I do. I like to write content. So for my other sites that aren't making great money, I write the content for them because I like to put all the money that I make back into the site that's successful right now to try to keep on growing that.
Okay. So with that very first site, then, how did you stumble upon the niche or the keywords or anything like that?
That's funny too, because I was so frustrated with writing online and creating sites that didn't work. I just said, screw it. I'm going to find something that has low competition in Longtail Pro that I actually like doing, so I could actually beat through, because I wanted to be able to beat through it and stay with it. So and I did. I found something I loved doing and that I could talk about, and I didn't have to go out and find anybody who was an expert, in the niche. So I could do it all myself, and I was every night in bed laying down and just typing, just writing reviews. So it was grind at first, but then since then it's been pretty much passive, so it's great.
It's very cool. That was your very first affiliate site?
That was my very first successful affiliate site.
Got it.
I had tried other stuff before, but I was always so naive. I just I was thinking AdSense. So then and I was so impatient with Amazon that when I actually did go affiliate in Amazon, that's when stuff started working out. I'm sorry, I don't have on my do not disturb.
No worries. So I'm curious then, how many sites, if you remember, were not successful before you eventually stumble into that one?
It was about 5 or 6, man. I had good ideas actually, Daryl, and I didn't have a really good way of monetizing, I guess. I had like a site for men's grooming and shaving before it was a fad, before everybody was doing it because someone was successful at it, but I just didn't stick with it, and I didn't have the patience to work it out or know how to build links or get links and stuff like that. So, but once you figure that out and you find something that works, it works well.
Okay, so if you could go back to speak to yourself when you were like content writer and you wanted to give yourself some advice to get started with affiliate SEO, what would you say to yourself?
Preparation. To don't just jump into something that you think would be interesting without doing the preparation of the research into the market to find out what actually people like, what actually people are buying and liking. Because I think one of the best things about Amazon right now is that people they tend to not look at the product page they're linking to, and my conversion on Amazon right now is like 14%, and that's pretty damn high. Yeah. So what I do is I look at every product page that I link to, because a lot of people use EasyAzon, and it's really easy just to hit highlight EasyAzon, click, and link to it, and they have no idea where they're sending their guys, their readers. But a lot of the Amazon product pages have comparison charts on them, and some of them don't. Some of them don't. So they actually convert a lot better. And I actually have one call to action right now that says, click here for comparison chart. And they go to the page on Amazon, they find their own comparison chart. So I don't even have to do the damn comparison chart on my site. They're already on Amazon. They're going to buy it. I just got to, get them to click.
It makes a lot of sense. So you're deliberately picking out specific products. I haven't heard that before, actually, that will convert better based on the actual landing page content and copy.
Yeah, because when you go to Amazon, a lot of them don't have reviews. A lot of them, they have like 3 people bought the damn thing, It's somebody who's just fulfillment by Amazon. It's a third party seller, and they don't pay a lot of attention to their page. But if you actually look at a good page to where people are going to land, then it converts a lot better.
100%. So, are you just doing Amazon affiliate now, or are you divesting anything else?
I am. I'm going to actually double down on Amazon now because since the change, because everybody else is turned off by it. So I'm going to double down on it. So I mean, I got hit with the Amazon payment change, but a lot of my niches and my sites are in outdoors, and it didn't get hit as badly as some of the others. So okay. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with that.
Okay, so
now you're purely. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be asking you questions. You're doing the interview, but you're purely your client, right?
Client and lead gen affiliate.
Okay.
If it's affiliate, it's lead gen stuff anyway. So, okay, I have a question then. What is the difference between what you were working on and what you were doing when you were at, say, $300 a month to when you're at $1,000 a month?
Scale and outreach is the only difference. I mean, it's once I found a foothold in the niche, it didn't take me but 4 months to become what I think is the authority site in the niche. Okay. So once I did that, and I was like, all right, I actually have. I grabbed it by the throat and I wouldn't let anybody else in. Is what I did. I scaled up on content, not just reviews, but general content as well. And I started doing outreach with other people who are in the niche, and then I got some good links.
Got it. So just added constantly adding as much content as you possibly could, and then reaching out to other people in that space and getting links from them to your site.
Yeah, and then that site we're talking about it's not a traditional static page affiliate site either. It's a blog front page. Okay. So my biggest money pages aren't the root. It's somewhere in the middle somewhere. So I found those and what people were hitting, what Google liked, and I just started beating the crap out of it. Yeah. Okay.
I also like what you said, that when you found a niche, you went in there and looked at all the competition and seeing that they didn't have that much content and stuff like that, and just basically looked at what they're doing and just massively went up to it. It's the easiest way to just take over.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of affiliate guys don't have time for this either, but I actually opened comments on my reviews and stuff like that. So people were asking questions, and you're supposed to be the expert, and I actually knew a lot about it. So I was like, I'm going to answer these questions, and then before you know it, people prefer your site over others because you're actually there and paying attention.
Cool, man. So someone starting out, the basics of what you did, I don't know if you'd recommend the same again now, but the basics of what you did was use keyword research tools to find opportunities, picked a niche or keywords that you had some interest in, so you knew a little bit about, and you just tested sites until you found one that worked, and then scaled it once it did.
Yeah, and that's something I actually like that Matt says a lot. You plant trees. Yeah. I keep on laughing at that analogy you made, but you plant trees. Some of them grow up, some of them don't. But if you're never going to find out if you're not planting. So
absolutely, I love that analogy.
Yeah, I was laughing.
All right, man. That's pretty much wraps it up. That's the main sort of nice short interview on how you got started, how you got your first $1,000. Is there any last minute advice or anything before we wrap it up for anyone that's interested in doing the same?
Yeah, just don't rely. A lot of the new people like to rely on Longtail Pro for keyword research and stuff like that. You got to mix it up. You got to go Ahrefs. You got to do the the SEMrush. You got to look at a whole bunch. What's the matter? You got to look at a whole bunch. You got to look at a whole bunch of stuff, man. Don't just use Longtail Pro.
100%, especially these days as well. Yeah, SEMrush and that are super cool tools. All right, man. Thank you for joining me today on this nice, brief interview.
Can I plug one thing?
Sure, go for it.
All right, pbnhq.com for the best expired spam-free domains in the world.
Did you get paid for that?
Yeah, I work for those guys. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So yeah, you did.
There you go. Cool.
All right, man. Thanks for joining me, and I don't know how to wrap it up, but that pretty much wraps it up. I'll catch you later.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
Matt, thanks for joining me today again on the show. Really quick then, how did you hit your first consistent $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO?
Okay, affiliate SEO. Let's see. This is probably about 6 or maybe 7 years ago.
Wow.
I started off with Amazon affiliate, and my first time around, I made like a yoga website. I did the niche that I thought like I was passionate about. I'm really into yoga, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna rank some yoga terms. So I ranked like yoga guide and yoga travel, stuff like this. And guess what? Didn't make any money. Second time around, I decided I'm gonna make a website about a product, something physical, something that'll actually sell. And I went after a specific type of ergonomic chair and started ranking the best blank chair reviews, and then finally saw like I was maxed out at number one there and got it up to like $600 a month.
Nice.
So, okay, this is great. I'm making it work somewhat in affiliate SEO. Like, how come I'm not like making thousands of dollars? So then at that point is when I talked to my mentor at the time and I asked like, how do you turn 600 into 6,000? What do you do at this point? He gave me a bunch of CRO tips for sure, and that helped for sure. Also expanding on keyword research, but the main thing, and I've talked about this before on my blog, is I just deployed more and more sites. So
Got it.
eventually I was locked in for number 1, 2, 3, 4 for the same keyword. And then that turned a $600 niche into a $2,000 niche. Pretty much that's what it boils down to.
Nice, man. I like that the approach isn't like find something that works, then try and launch all these different things and copy it in different niches. It's just double down on what's already working.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about it is I had the blueprint. I took good notes on what kind of links and anchors it took to get that first site to number 1, so it was just a matter of duplication.
Absolutely. How did you stumble into, like, you're in the chairs niche? How did you get into that initially? Was it just random, or?
I had a bad back before.
Fair enough.
Like, no creativity back then. I was just like looking around my house. Chair. Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
It's cool though that you did that and it actually worked though. It shows that you don't need to be some mastermind, especially with products and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm the worst at niche selection too, by the way. So I admit that, and that's why we have programs like Lead Spring, so niches can come to me.
Perfect, man. What would you change if you were to start out again today and you wanted to hit like $1,000 a month as fast as you could from affiliate SEO?
I would have just gone harder and faster, right? Like,
okay.
As right now, today, what is today? May 24, 2017. Today is the best it's ever going to be for affiliate SEO. It's never going to be easier tomorrow or the month after that or the year after that. So the time is now. Just go all in on what's working, and there's going to be no regrets in hindsight.
Absolutely, man. So test something out, find out what works, and just scale it and scale it and scale it. Yeah. And that specific thing, not just more sites, like double down more sites, figure out how you can increase the conversions and basically make what's already working work better.
Exactly.
Cool, man. Any other final tips? We went through that really quick. Any final tips for the beginners that are just starting out and earning less than $1,000 a month now?
I mean, yeah, just stick to exactly what I said. At the same time, don't just stick to the particular vertical you're going for. Which in my case was a particular type of ergonomic chair.
Yeah.
Just because you found something that works doesn't mean it's the best niche to be in. In hindsight, that particular niche took more PVNs and more time of mine to rank than Garcinia Cambodia. So
okay, interesting.
Same time, you keep doubling down on what working, but also branch off and test into different niches and see if you can find that jackpot.
Okay, so balance there then. So you want to scale what's already working, but then you also need to consider that there could be better niches that you could be in.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It makes sense. I mean, you're not still in the chairs niche, or if you are, then you're not still just in that niche. So it's about figuring out different things.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. That's pretty much it. Just nice and short, and some really quick advice for people that want to hit like $1,000 a month that are kind of struggling at that stage. So thanks for joining me, and that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks, man.
Yeah, glad to help. Take care.
Thank you for joining me today. So let's just go straight into it. How did you hit your first consistent $1,000 a month from affiliate SEO?
Thank you for having me here, guys. Well, I started my SEO career officially in September of 2016. Like, it's not long ago.
Not long, yeah.
I've been reading a lot of stuff like I actually researched a lot of stuff on internet that all talked about content is king and backlinks and stuff like that. And I was so overwhelmed with the details. And even my first affiliate website, I started it the wrong way. Like I started the wrong way. I didn't pay attention to on-page optimization.
Okay.
Yeah, what I mean by that is I didn't take care about on-page optimization. Like I didn't even knew if something like that existed back in September 2016. Yeah, and after that, like I got to know you from some of the Facebook groups. Your Facebook group was the first one that I joined. It was the first SEO group actually.
Cool.
I joined back in September, I guess. From there, I got to know two more cool guys, Matt Diggity and Charles Flood. So those three of you, like including you, I learned a lot. You were the guy who told me about the PBNs and stuff. Then I had 10 PBNs that I had thrown links to my affiliate sites, but they were not working. I came across Matt Diggity's guide to test PBNs. I tested PBNs, weeded out the ones that were bad, and yeah, it worked. And the on-page optimization guide from Charles Float and Matt Diggity, they are awesome. Like, I would like to share a personal experience with you, and then like a personal kind of analogy that that actually I consider. So on-page optimization is ignored by a lot of SEOs. Like they are always running for backlinks. So actually, this is the thing that if you publish a content and you are not seeing it on page 5 or page 4, this means that Google doesn't like your content. By sending your backlinks, what are you trying to prove? If when you publish your website and your on page is good and you land onto page 2 or page 3, that means Google likes your content, and now you send backlinks to prove your worth. But if you are not landing on page 3 or page 4 or page 5, what are you trying to prove by sending 100 backlinks or 1,000 backlinks? Nothing. So I think 80% or 90% or more, your on-page SEO is important, and don't try to keyword stuff, everything that.
So what finally worked for you?
Yeah, it's not what worked for me. Yeah, on-page SEO optimization, perfect. Once your on-page is perfect, like now I published a post like 7 days ago. It was the keyword difficulty was medium, and now I'm seeing that keyword on page 2. Another interesting thing I experienced over the past few months was that I found a keyword that had 6,000 monthly searches. I optimized the post for that specific keyword, and after a week or 10 days, I actually did an Ahrefs analysis of my keywords, the keywords that my website was ranking for, and I found another keyword that I never knew about. With 8,000 monthly searches, my website was ranking on page 1. Yeah. So what I learned from that experience is that when you are targeting a keyword, don't over optimize it. Like, optimization is very important. I'm not a pro. I learned from all of you guys. So I'm just sharing what worked for me. Yeah. So on-page optimization, this is what your focus should be on. And another thing, like when doing keyword research, a lot of SEOs ignore the keywords that are not buyer specific, for example, that are not related to best or reviews. I actually went the other way. I tried to rank a keyword that was not buyer intent, and it was simply the name of the product.
Okay.
It's actually not the brand name. Yeah, it was not a brand name, but it was the name of that product, like it's a table or a chair.
Okay, yeah.
Specific table or chair, yeah. And I'm ranking pretty well. I'm on page 1 and position 1, 2, 3. So while doing keyword research, like you should believe less on tools and more on your common sense, and do manual analysis as well of the keywords. Like if a tool is telling you that the keyword difficulty is 40 or 50, do a manual analysis. Go check the pages that are ranking on number 1 page. Okay. So you'll get a better idea. This is how I improved my website from nothing to more than 2,000, around 3,000 per month within 5 to 6 months. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Cool. How many websites was that you were running to hit like their first $1,000 month?
Well, right now I have 4 websites and that are making money.
Yeah.
Like most of them are above 800. Yeah. So that's my cumulative affiliate income around 25 or 2,600. So
Okay.
I'm planning to hit my goal of 10,000 by 2017.
I'm sure you make it, man. So how long did it take to build those 4
Yeah.
websites up?
So one of the last website that I started in January 2017, it was built on a $5 expired domain from Fiverr. And that website made $1,400 in last month.
Wow.
So
It's very quick.
yeah, the whole website, like, as I mentioned earlier, I started my affiliate career in 2016. So like it's 7 to 8 months, and all what I've learned and experienced. The best thing I've learned for SEO is what works is you test it yourself. If you want to learn on-page optimization, backlinks, whatever, you keep testing. And a few months ago, there was a post, I don't know who shared in some group that talked about, is it better to have one affiliate website that makes 10,000 or different 10 websites that make 1,000 each. So I basically went with the concept of having more websites, and that really helped because on each website I try different stuff, I test different stuff, and I learn something from there, and then I pick something that worked for me, and then I apply that with the upcoming sites.
Okay.
So testing is the key. Yeah.
So what would your tip be for someone that's at 0 now? Like, they don't have any sites or anything like that, and you want to go out there and hit like 1,000 a month? Should they launch a few sites? How do they find the keywords? Like, we've got very little time, so you can condense it into like a very, very quick answer. What would your advice be?
Yeah. I would honestly advise to start with at least 2 sites. Why? Because there's a lot of SEOs, like there are a lot of good SEO advice on there. And sometimes you get overwhelmed with all the information and you're like, what should I actually be doing? So you end up mixing all the advice. So I would say start with at least 2 websites, each with a different ranking method, and I'm sure something will work for you. Or if it doesn't work, you will learn at least.
Absolutely. And just to confirm, you're doing Amazon affiliate?
Yeah, I do Amazon, pure Amazon.
Okay. So the takeaways to summarize for someone: focus heavily on on-page SEO. You should at least get to the page, like at least page 5 before you start building links. And then just test things and build multiple sites initially because you want to, again, test and again figure out what works.
Exactly.
Awesome, man.
And then once you have got the recipe, like if there's something that worked for you in a specific niche, then I'd like you to, then what I personally prefer is I start another site in the same niche and I'll try to dominate the first 3 positions like suggested by Matt Diggity and other pros.
Just scale what works. Alright, man, that pretty much wraps it up. Hey, thanks for your time.
Exactly.
It's been great chatting.
No problem. Thank you for having me with you.
Alright, that wraps it up.
Thank you.
Clarentino, thank you for joining me for this episode. Let's just go straight into it. I'm really curious, how did you hit your first consistent $1,000 a month with affiliate SEO?
Okay, yeah. Actually, I'm just like most newbies. I got started in around 2012 and so on when I joined.
That's quite a while ago.
Yeah, when I joined Bring the Fresh, Kelly Felix and on.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about actually building blogs and also ranking them. But you know, as I used to target ClickBank keywords, product keywords on ClickBank and so on, but I didn't get much success on that.
Just
So
too
basically,
competitive or what?
yes, quite competitive because I was targeting like the product names.
Yeah.
Like for example, I used to I had a site bringthefreshreviews.net. So you know, it was quite competitive actually. I managed to rank, but yeah, you know, I was penalized and so on. But I got my first success selling in the Forex niche.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, you know, some we have like forex brokers and so on selling. We're targeting forex traders. So um, basically, I build the sites. I target the broker name and also the country. So, for example, FX Primus, then Malaysia.net, for example. Then, I managed to rank these websites and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
How many of those sites do you build out? Like a lot of them?
Yeah, along the years, I built a lot of them. A lot of them didn't work out, but the ones that did actually, they provided some recurrent affiliate income up to date. So, I built usually the sites that I built. They are just what can I say? Very very small niche sites, only around 8 pages and so on.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that EMDs?
Yes, EMDs.
Okay.
I'm still doing EMDs up to today. So I'll build EMDs. I'll target the keywords like the broker names and the country, and I'll rank them using the backlinks and so on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you hit that first like $1,000 month from doing the Forex niche, how many sites was that split between?
Um, Basically, it's probably around 3 sites only, only
Okay.
3 websites. Yeah, because when I created the sites, I will have like signups in the forex. Usually, the main goal is to not to sell them upfront, but to recruit traders. So
Yeah.
usually, I will create these blogs, then provide content, what is forex, and so on. So as I build these blogs, I will drive the traffic. Will come these people will come to my websites, and I will have my affiliate link on the article, and I will start. They'll sign up. Then after the sign up, these brokers, they will they have this whole call center, where they
Okay.
will just they will call the people and so on, and they will ask these prospects to sign up, deposit money and so on. So the money comes when the traders start to trade, basically. So I will
Okay.
get like a percentage of the trading volume of the traders. So every day I will get like 1 or 2 initially, then it will start to grow to like 30 signups to 50 signups a day. So yeah, when that happens, I will have like more than 100 people trading in a day. So that's where I start to get
Got it. And
yeah,
if
get
your sites
income.
were ever, say, penalized or anything or shut down, you're still going to get commissions, right? Because you've already referred the people.
Yes, very true.
Okay, so what sort of percentage do you get paid for sending someone to like a Forex site?
Uh, Usually the brokers, they earn in form of spreads. So usually I will also get a percentage from the spread, usually around $5 to $10 per lot.
Okay.
So basically my job is just to generate leads, send the leads to the brokers, and let the brokers do their job. And also, of course, I can also add additional services like if they join, they can join. If they join this particular broker, then they can also join my private mastermind. That means I will give
Okay.
like weekly analysis and so on. Basically, it's not an analysis, just like prediction of the market, where the market is going and so on. Yeah, so um, it's just like that, just getting the traders and allowing them to trade every day. That's where the money comes in.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So you position yourself as like a Forex expert, and then you send them to there as an affiliate link, and then you like train them up and everything like that, give them incentives for joining those specific offers.
yeah. Basically, that's how I do it. But at times, I also just position myself just in front, just by being on top of Google. Most of my leads come from the searches when they're searching for broker names. For example, like InstaForex, one of the bigger brokers around. So
Yeah.
they'll just type like Insta Forex, a review, or Insta Forex. They usually combine it with a country name, like they want to find is there a representative in that particular country, like the place I'm staying in Malaysia. They'll type something like Insta Forex Malaysia, and I'll be like on top of it.
Nice.
I'll have like a EMD website just talking about Insta Forex, and I get a lot of signups from these websites.
Awesome.
So yeah, so basically I also have like not only Insta Forex, I'm also working with other brokers. So I'll just combine. I'll have like I cannot say too much, but yeah, I'll have like several other brokers and also different countries. So I'll just use the same formula, basically by being like leveraging on the search of these brokers.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so last couple questions, then we'll wrap it up. First one is, what does your site kind of look like without giving everything away? But like you said, it's like a review. So is it like a 500 word, 1,000 word review? Is there videos and media? What's the page look like?
Yes. Like most of them are just like review sites. Most of them are like review sites. Actually, I can show it to you if you want. But yeah, most of them are like, I'll have like an introduction. For example, if I'm targeting this one particular broker, for example, Insta Forex, I'll give an example. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a review as the home page.
Yeah.
So I'll say like, like Insta Forex is a broker from Russia and so on. Then I'll put like, the homepage should be something like a resource page. Like there'll be like links to different sections of the page, such as like background, how to trade, how to open an account, and then I have like different page like deposits and withdrawals. It's just like a replica of the main website, only more targeted towards the particular country that I'm targeting.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And final question then, how do you like decide like a niche or to find the offers? Like how do you find this stuff to start promoting these companies?
Usually I'll start from Google Planner. I'll check the searches online. So if they have like decent searches, because I usually will like segment based on country. Like I'll check in South Africa or in Vietnam or even in Thailand, different countries.
Yeah.
What are the searches for these? Especially for the broker names, I will check. So if they have like decent search, for example, like 2,000 to 5,000 search a month, I'll probably do something about it. Like I'll find an EMD for it, combine it to the country name.
Yeah.
And I'll try and rank for that particular broker for that particular keyword.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. So checking the keyword planner and testing it out.
Yes, that's true.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can keep going.
So, but of course, there some brokers, they have good landing pages, and some they don't have good landing pages. So I prefer broker that have good conversions.
Makes
That
sense.
means I don't need to do a lot of pre-sale on my website. So there are a couple of brokers that actually have quite good conversions on your website. So these are the brokers that I'm more prone to sell actually.
Testing that then.
Yeah, I've tested a lot actually. So I work with only a few brokers right now. Those that give huge high conversion and also huge commissions.
Got it. All right, man. It's awesome. We're going a little bit over schedule, but that's fine. Where can people find you if they want to connect with you and reach out?
You can find me at iamgurusecrets.com.
All right.
Yeah.
And on
That's
Facebook
my
or anything?
website. Sorry?
On Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, you can just add me on Facebook. You can type my name, Clarentino Aduk. Yeah, I'm around.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks again
Yeah.
for joining me. That
Okay,
pretty much
thank you
wraps it
very
up.
much.
This is fun.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Daryl.